Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is our adept Atlas avoider, Bethany McChesney.
Yes. I just avoided it this time,
As did I.
which is quite unlike me. But
Well, okay, but I had a really good reason.
what was yours?
I didn't feel like warming up.
That's not a really good reason. That's
It's
your,
a really honest reason.
yeah.
That was honestly it. It's like, I don't feel like warming up, and we had a long drive to go home, and I'm like, yeah, it's time, it's time. And luckily the weather had cleared. It wasn't quite as bad going home, but
Mhm.
I did have to take Riley to Arby's.
Arby's?
Yeah, Riley loves Arby's.
We have an Arby's in Strathroy.
No, but because I went the highway, right? Because the roads and the back roads were all not good. I didn't want to go that way, so we went the 401 way.
Oh.
When you come down with the 402 and the 401 meet, there's an Arby's there.
Mm. I feel like my events are always kind of cursed with weather.
It, I was trying to think when we were driving down, I was like, I wonder if this is worse than the mile in the mall.
Oh yeah. No, 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 not worse. The Mile in the Mall was bad.
Yeah.
Like everything was shut down when we did the Mile in the Mall. Like
Still,
I couldn't I got stuck in my own street.
yeah, I remember. I think we stayed at
Dana's parents or
my
something.
parents, yeah. And I was like, I kind of felt bad. I didn't see a shovel or anything, but I was like, I wish I could shovel the driveway out for because it was deep.
Huh.
Yeah. We didn't get stuck, but yeah, but so yeah, you've had some snowy events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever plan an outdoor mile because it will rain for sure.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I am planning probably an outdoor mile and it's probably gonna rain.
But wait, no. When we did the PFT, when you did your PFT, it
Did not.
did not rain, and you did a couple of miles that were actually one. I remember one was really hot.
Yes.
Yeah, because you and I set our when you and I had our qualifying time, that was a hot one.
Hmm.
Which, by the way, still yet to beat that time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty good. I haven't beat that. One and I came close, but we didn't get it.
Yes. I was probably really fit then.
I was doing R2, and the way we split it up worked for us. It worked for us.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
actually think I think we could do it faster this time because I'm quicker on the machines than I was then.
Hmm.
But um, but yeah. Anyway, it was good. It was good. Yeah. So we did DECA this weekend. That's what you had your event.
Yeah, so this is my first event at my gym now because we've expanded, so we finally have space to host them, thank goodness. Huge. Um, yeah, which I was excited about, and just to be able to kind of showcase the gym and get people in it that haven't been there before. So, and it was just so much less work than dragging all the equipment in pickup trucks to a different location. So much less work. Yeah, it was so great. Yeah, so it was awesome. This last few weeks have been really awful with sickness. So we did actually have about a third of the people,
The
quarter of
Vegas,
people not make it.
the
And
Vegas virus, the
yeah,
the yeah.
pneumonia is crazy right now. And yeah, it's just so many sicknesses. So, but again, I mean, that's February in
Mhm.
Ontario. It happens. But yeah, it was great. Like we had a lot of people coming in to do their first one ever, which is always really exciting. A couple of people putting down some times to try to get on the global leaderboard for world spot. And yeah, my mom had her comeback race a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite the
So
fact she kind of just blew me off when I told her I'd be her partner, she just kind of like, whatever.
she wanted low
She's
pressure.
like, I have a kick-ass partner. You can just piss off. That is exactly what she said.
Well, I also really wanted Emerson to do it. So it was a good matchup for them.
I think it's so great when they run together. And now, and then like your mom said to me, she's like, now she's 65. Their weights are almost the same.
They are the same,
Yeah.
except for the burpees.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
Emerson can do those anyway. Let her do them anyway.
Yeah, she can do the 22-pound burpees. Um, but yeah, it was good for both of them. So I've been talking to my mom for a long time and she's like, nope, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But she really just had to kind of get that one in. The box is still the thing. If I don't, and I still do not understand why they don't let the 65 plus lower the box height because it will always probably be the barrier for anyone 65 and over. And just since my mom's illness, like since she came out of the hospital, stepping up makes her dizzy. And it's not even a strength thing anymore. It's still just the brain inflammation. So she's like, I just don't want to fall off the box. So
Ryan and I had a discussion, and we've decided that your mom looked so good that you were lying about all of it.
well, sometimes
Yeah.
it's crazy to think about that, so a year ago now she was in a wheelchair
Yeah.
and they told her she might never walk again. So it's like that was only a year.
Yeah.
She's just the most determined woman I've ever met.
Yeah, and
So,
honestly, that's not a joke. We actually did have the discussion. We didn't think you
oh,
right about it, obviously, but we
hmm,
did. We were just like, oh my God, she looks fantastic. Like
yeah.
it was just so happy to see. So that was
Mhm.
that was probably the highlight of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it was for sure. Yeah, just seeing her doing it again and happy doing it. And she was like, "Oh, that wasn't too bad." Like I felt okay. She was excited about the 65 weights that she got to use this
Yeah, she
time.
mentioned that. She was excited about that.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
would, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. I would like to see the box lowered for the 65.
Yeah.
I think
I
that makes
even care about it less with than the kids it being lowered. Kids are fine. They
kids, you
can
can raise it. They can climb over a 10-foot wall.
I know, and they're not afraid of falling, but it's such a huge barrier for the 65s.
And kids don't get hurt when they fall. Like, I shouldn't say that. Kids, yes, can get hurt when they fall, but comparatively,
Right. No, it could be very, very devastating for someone of my mom's age to fall.
yeah, yeah. And they don't bounce back as quick as kid, like from a broken bone or something like that. Like,
No, exactly. They
yeah,
could not, so at all bounce back.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's
So,
still something.
so great
And
to
then
see her there.
yeah, yeah, and my son, who's 13, turning 14, which means he has to bump up to men's weights, which is the other thing that I would love if DECA changed. So yeah, he goes from 20 pounds to 60 pounds, which he was not prepared for today. So he did an interim weight and did the women's weights, which it went fine for him. Those weights are manageable, but same thing, yeah, that he's 13, turning 14, but right before Worlds will be, and he'd have to do them at Worlds, and I feel for him.
So here's the thing, and here's the two sides of that one that I hear. One is exactly what you say, that when 13, that turn from 13 to 14 to go from kids weights to man weights is a huge jump and is too much for some of the kids. And this is solid, solid point. The one from the other side is the kids who were good at that age, then the 13 division, should have to have another year of building strength to be able to compete in the next division up. I get both sides. I understand that side, but my
Do they want them to take a year off?
no, no, not to take a year off, but like yeah, almost to like um they don't want them not to do it. They just it's one of those things where it's like I think their viewpoint is you shouldn't come out of the like winning as a 13-year-old into being able to win as a 13 to as a 14 to 17-year-old. That's not here that. My concern is the exact same concern as you. I don't want to see a kid that is enjoying it have to bail out.
Hmm.
Right? Because they can't do it. I would like for example, use Mason for example. I would like to see Mason be strong enough to get through it and not win. Right? But I don't want to see him give up. And I do worry like it's so much I think about it so much like that jump from Atom to Pee Wee hockey when they used to introduce body contact in Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's I look at it like that. So I mean, I
And unfortunately, that age, so the 13 to 14 age where you go from elementary school to high school, and elementary school, everyone kind of plays sports. You play sport, you have recess time. 80% of kids quit sports.
mhm,
So now we're now introducing something that is going to be very, so now you're saying you're 14, you have to triple the weight that you're using. It's going
mhm.
to really suck for you. And, you're competing against 17-year-olds and you're just going to have to accept that you're not going to win. That's like a kick in the gut.
I wouldn't call it the gut.
Well, yeah, but like that really sucks for them. And then again, why are we creating a situation that's in almost encouraging kids to just like not quit, but like you don't want to make it so hard for them
Yeah.
at an age where um it's already hard for them to stay involved in sports anyways, because a lot of kids are quitting.
And it's not just the older kids they're running into. It's at that age, certain kids will mature faster than others, and some will hit that spurt and hit that puberty, and then just. I mean, I was one of those kids who went early, right? And
Mm,
that was the age when I went from being the smallest kid in the class to just boom, farm boy, right? Just
yeah,
instantly. And and a lot of kids didn't, and it's tough. It's tough.
yeah.
And
Well,
also, yeah,
and Mason is one of those kids who is quite strong and quite big for his age.
yeah.
So,
I was stunned how tall he was when I saw him.
I know,
And it isn't that long ago that I saw him.
I know, I know. He's going to have to buy him a razor soon. He's gonna have to start shaving. But
Advertise when we talk about kids at different ages. I don't know if I just very quick story. When I was 13, like I said, about that age, and my brother was 17, oh, sorry, was 18. For Christmas, he got a really nice razor set, and he just turned around and handed it to me because he was the opposite. He didn't have to shave at all at 18, and I could grow a full goatee. Anyway, sorry,
yeah. But
sorry.
yeah, so I mean, Mason's one of the stronger, bigger kids for his age. So he would be able to, but I think a lot of the kids, when I think about the kids that he raced at Worlds, they're not going to be able to pick up the 60-pound dumbbells this year.
No, a lot of them would not. No, no.
Mhm.
And it is what it is. And I mean, maybe this is something if you're listening that if you feel a certain way about, you should express to Decca.
Mhm. Yeah, I have, but I mean,
Oh no,
sometimes.
I'm not talking to you. Oh, no, I know you have.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not, I know. Yeah, I'm not just complaining to Dave over our podcast. I do try. But I think the more people that express concern about this, and again, it's all just because we want the kids to still be able to compete and find enjoyment and not feel like this is so hard for them that they might not even be able to. And then usually kids don't leave a sport at 14, train really hard for 2 years, and then show up back in it at 16. Like it's kind of like if you lose them, you've lost them. And I don't want to see that for something that may like Mason has fallen in love with training this past year, and I don't want him to have a year where he's like,
Yeah, I actually think in Mason's case, you're going to be fine because I give him like 3, 4 months and he will be lifting those weights easy.
yeah.
Just at the rate he's in. But I totally agree that there are other kids that can fall victim to that big time.
Mhm.
And that is definitely a real concern. And from conversations I have, it is a concern Decca has. But as of yet, there's nothing changed. So if you don't like that, or if there's anything you don't like, voice your opinion.
Yeah.
Send messages. That's okay. That's the way to get things changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Dave, by the way, complete topic change. Did you see this thing with Annie Thor's daughter, where some of the CrossFit people are coming down on her because she said she morally can't do the open?
I saw she said she morally can't, and I heard she was getting some slack because then she posted a follow-up video, but I
Yeah.
haven't watched it.
No, so the follow-up video was just her saying, this is the reason why. But I'm like, they were acting like she was just out of the blue and completely turned her back on CrossFit and how could she? And I'm like, what the fuck?
She's been the most loyal CrossFit competitor of any CrossFit competitor since the beginning of time.
Yeah, so I'm seeing comments like, oh, well, she's made all her money off CrossFit and now she's just said, screw you guys. I'm like, what the
Which she has the right to do too if she wants to. She can leave whenever she wants.
If your company that you work for does something shitty, you're allowed to say, I don't want to associate with these people anymore.
Yeah. Well, and
It
it's
is
not like she's the only
okay.
one.
No, that is okay. And
Right.
like, I just don't, I'm all for loyalty. That's great. But blind Kool-Aid drinking loyalty, come on, get it out. Like, and she even said and this is what I heard, like, she's like, I don't judge anyone else who wants to do the open. That's fine. That's their decision. And they're acting like, oh no, you're saying they're no good, or you can't. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it actually makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
Morals and beliefs are individual, and it's
Mhm.
just like a religious. Like if I have a certain religious belief, I can still think somebody's a good person when they have different beliefs, and they make decisions based on those beliefs that I don't make the same decision of. Is okay.
And it's also okay to change your mind about things.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Mhm. Like
Anyways,
CrossFit, what has been her life? for the last 15 years. And it's okay now if she's like, it's not going to be anymore. And I'm going to change my focus. That's totally fine.
And the
Even if
fact,
CrossFit didn't do anything wrong.
yeah, and the fact that she openly told the truth, and she's like, I just morally it bothers me. They didn't handle the situation the way I think they should have. They haven't done things the way I would that I like that I want. So I'm expressing my displeasure. She didn't say this expressing, but she's saying I'm expressing my displeasure by not taking part.
Yeah. And it's a big deal. It's not like, they were poorly organized and like somebody died. It's a life we're talking about too. So I think that it's fair for people to say, I'm upset with the organization.
Somebody died and they did a shit job trying to prevent it.
Hmm.
They lied to the athletes and the fans of the event during the event to keep them around.
Hmm.
And then they lied about telling people what was going to come out from a report. Yeah, it's okay to be annoyed.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's pretty
It's
justified.
okay.
It's okay to say, I don't want any part of that, right? It's also
Yeah.
okay to keep going. That's fine. But don't don't give anybody shit for their fucking anyway.
I know.
Just
Especially, the people doing it are nowhere near Annie's ability. No one probably saying that has ever been a games athlete.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm assuming so too. I didn't see any games athletes say it, but I'll definitely say
Yeah.
that. But
No.
anyway, yeah. So that was just when I was thinking about expressing opinion, and I thought that was something that just bothered me, just got to me today.
Yeah.
Leave Annie alone, dicks.
Yeah. I mean, she's such a, I don't know, she's like CrossFit sweetheart. Like,
Yeah,
she's such a good person, well liked. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a fan. But anyway, so back to your event. Important things. World record set.
A world record set in an event that has never been contested before or is an actual event, but it's a world record then.
Let's just glaze over that. Just the point is, I'm a world record holder. Probably again.
Mhm.
May have happened some other time. I have no idea. No, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I
So a
enjoyed it.
rough team strong.
Strong. Yes, and it was a lot of fun. And sprinting with a ruck on is a completely different feeling.
Like the farmer's carry?
Any of it. Like I hadn't. So my preparation for this was nothing. Um, I did absolutely nothing different to prepare for it. Sorry, Nicole. But
Mhm.
but I do a little bit of ruck training, but never do I try to sprint on a rower or sprint on a ski or sprint on the bike or do
Mhm.
any like or sprint with a farmer carry or do super fast burpees. I never do that with the ruck on because it plays no part in the event whatsoever when you're normally doing a ruck event, even as strong. You're never sprinting.
Right.
So to try to do like a all-out 20-second effort with it was really different. And
I did
sometimes it was a
see your
problem.
burpees. Sprinting, doing like fast ruck burpees. Was it bashing you in the back of the head?
No, but I've got my thing adjusted really tight in the waist strap so it wouldn't
Oh,
hang,
okay.
right? Specifically for that. So I had my ruck set up very well. Um, it actually didn't cause, I mean, it fatigued me quick there, but it didn't, I wish I had a video because I think I did fairly fast with them. Um, the one that actually hit me the hardest was the sprinting, like hard effort on the ski.
Yeah.
And it was just that coming back up with that extra 30 pounds fast. So it
Mhm.
did actually help you a little on the way down, right? You got an extra 30 pounds of gravity, but coming back up with it, it was fatiguing.
Mhm.
And yeah, that hit me a little harder than I did. I didn't on the bike, I barely noticed it. And the farmer's carry, I think I was just so much go that it didn't play a big factor either.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, the burpees you notice it and stuff, and the dead balls obviously. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if this is something they'll ever do with. I know Nicole is trying to get a groundswell, and I hope she's successful. I'm all for more events.
Mhm.
I
I
would
think if they keep moving in this direction, then we need to have a separate rock world championship.
I'm okay with that. I like that.
Because then I also think if they did that, other athletes would go.
Would you separate s- like CrossFit, I think has done, or yeah, is thinking of doing teams and individuals, like an individual world championship and a team world championship?
No.
No, you'd always keep them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be down with a Ruck World Championship though. That'd be fun. I just don't know that there's enough.
Well, but is there not enough because it's at the same time?
Well, I know that's why I didn't do my race.
I mean, I didn't do the mile and I qualified in the mile rack.
Very highly qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
But you would go, you would do another. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. It would be a much smaller event though to start with, but I'd be okay with that.
Would.
Why does
But what if
everything
they
have to be
even
huge?
introduce like a what's that?
Why does it always have to be a huge event? It could be a small event. I don't care. It could be at a
No,
gym.
it's fine. You could, and I mean, you don't even have to call it a world championship.
This is something I was thinking about today. You're absolutely right. We don't everything because I think it was Race Brain that brought it to my mind because they're like, we have all these OCR world championships.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're right. They don't have to say world championship. It can say, for example, DECA Ruck Championship.
Yeah.
That's
Or just call it like the Wrecking Festival or something. The Festival of Wrecking.
Ruck off.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And just make it a big and make it a big wrecking weekend
Yeah.
and have a trail race and have these other wrecking things and then with the DECA stuff in it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and Go Ruck did have their Go Ruck did. They had their Go Ruck games, which we didn't like, or at least I don't like. I didn't
Mhm.
like because it's not that we didn't like the surprise crap and
Yeah.
in the lack of transparency in scoring systems and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
surprise, you're wrestling. It's not what we came here for. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So, but I would even if Deca just did a separate one, I would be fine if it was a small championship in a gym event.
Like in Canada.
Totally. We will host. There you go. Yes, we will
Yeah.
host the Rucking Championship, and there'll be teams Rucks there. So Nicole,
Yeah.
you're in. Nicole
Mhm.
and I are officially a seed first seed right now,
Yeah. There you go.
and it was a pleasure to race with her. But it was fun. It was great to do. Other thing, and I want to give you crap for this. This is important. I just looked on the leaderboard, and why was the first place team listed as Americans, Bethany?
So because when
I'm
I put
surprised you actually have
oh.
the answer here. Sorry. I thought I might catch you off guard.
No, because when I submit them after, like, so when someone registers that day, they don't, there's no drop down menu for their address.
Mhm.
So they always come up American. And I always send an email after, please change all the American flags to Canadian.
So what you're saying is it's Jeff's fault.
Yes, because I didn't register ahead of time. Yeah, well, and like we had some people show up that day, like Lindsay, that weren't like they were on the fence about it anyway. So then I just said, just come and register when you get here or whatever. So, but yeah, then when you register day of, it's a separate link and you can't put your country. It's dumb.
Yeah, there are some faults in that system that I'd
Mhm.
like to see change. I mean I've talked about it before. I don't understand the why it's so difficult for a gym owner to add spaces when they're willing to add spaces. Like I know
You
when
don't
you
have much control at all.
yeah, and that can I think be what's the word I'm looking for? Infuriating?
Well, when you're
Maybe a
someone,
bit aggressive.
yeah. I mean, as someone who, um, I mean, I run a business for a living and I'm used to being in control of things. To be,
No.
I might have issues. But it's really frustrating when it's little things that if I could just go do 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 and it's changed, it's fixed out, but I have to send an email and then hope that they get it and hope that they respond and then they fix it, weeks down the road or whatever. Or if it's just like, I need a couple more heats for this. It'd be so simple if I just had control. Um, Even things like changing people's names in the system. Like it's so much more of a process than it needs to be. And if the gym owners, the affiliates had a bit more control, it would save DECA lots of time and probably a shit ton of emails.
Yeah, yeah. And time is money.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we're all pretty organized people that are, so just give us a little, I don't understand why we don't have a little bit more control.
Okay, like I know you say a lot of you gym owners are organized, but some of you are downright psychopaths. I don't know what you can say. You guys are freaking nuts.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hmm. Yeah, there is some sociopathologies in a lot of fields.
All right, let's talk about Atlas.
Yeah.
You had what would we call it, like an Atlas dry run?
Yeah, I called it Atlas Simulation because it's not an official event yet online. So I wanted to give people the opportunity to give it a try in an official type environment, give them the race feel for it anyways, have a judge, have it timed and all that.
All right. And so what's your take on it having now have a couple people go through it? Because you had obviously tried it yourself.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I really like it. And it's such a different race than the strong. And I was talking, I had two of the girls came to the gym today and we were just kind of chatting about it. And two girls that are like polar opposites. So we had Sarah and Amanda. So Amanda is crazy strong. And then Sarah almost died on the push press. Like she saw her life flash before her eyes a couple times, almost dropping the dumbbell.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Both of them finished. Like Amanda was at 14 minutes, Sarah was 21.
by the way, Sarah, despite that, put in a good time.
She did. Yeah. Her shoulders were just blowing up by the push press. And yeah, so both very good athletes, but very different skill sets. So Amanda was saying how, well, and it was funny because I asked Amanda what's the hardest part, and she's like burpees. Like it's still, she's like the weight was still fine for her. And then Sarah was the push press and just the accumulation of all the shoulder stuff. But Amanda was saying too, she's like, it's interesting because she said it's not because it's so heavy, it's not that intense. She was like, I'm outside ready to puke after a strong because it's just like go, 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 and you're sprinting on this machine and then you're smashing the bike and then this. But she said the Atlas, you have to pace yourself and it slows it down. So she said it just the intensity is so much lower. Like her heart rate would have been lower. It's so challenging in completely different way. And her Atlas time and her strong time are almost the exact same.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Whereas Sarah's strong time is like 6 minutes faster than her.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. So mine are roughly 2 minutes off. And I'm like,
Yes.
I
Same
don't
with me.
know. I don't know if I can get mine down there or not. Um, I guess I probably could, but I really have to focus hard.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
But that's interesting. That's good. And what I saw in I was not surprised that Sarah and that others will have troubles with that push press where it is in the race.
Like the bike.
Yeah, yeah, where it is in the race and the fact that like for some people that's this just 35 and a 50, 35 for women, 50 for men, both at the same time.
Mhm.
It's a separator for strength,
Yeah.
and 20 reps at the time is a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're not a really shoulder dominant athlete, it's going to add up and it's going to hit you hard.
Yeah.
So that's not a surprise. I knew that going in and just from seeing testing and stuff and even Lindsay, like, wow, unbelievable. But even she broke those ones up, like into sets of five.
Yeah.
And she, like when she was doing
And
it, yeah.
yeah, high level CrossFitter. Um, and she was trying to play it smart too. Like she broke the thrusters on purpose strategically. So she was definitely had a method. Like I think if she did it again, she would drop 30 seconds, like just
I
knowing.
would not be surprised.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She, like you said, conservative for sure. But at
Yeah.
that point, you could tell that it was like, yeah, she conservative early. That one though, even there, she was like, yeah, I can feel those are
Yeah. Yeah.
something.
So, and for reference, Lindsay was low 12 minutes.
Yeah,
12, 20.
which is I think is the second fastest women's trial that I know about.
Yeah.
And
Hmm. Yeah.
so it is quick, and it was a pleasure to watch her go. Like she was just cruising.
Yeah. Lindsay moves very smooth.
So I
Yeah.
gave her two no reps.
Yeah. Yeah. Just doing it typical CrossFit way with dumbbell snatches.
Yeah, well, there was one there, and then the other one was actually on a sit up. And
Oh.
she was just going so smooth and quickly. She just didn't go all the way to the floor in front of her.
Oh.
And I kind of went, and she goes, oh, she kind of smiled and laughed. She knew. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that one, the rule about having to switch the dumbbells on the ground will be a little bit of getting used to for some people, but honestly, once you do it once, you're gonna be fine. And once she got through her first two reps, she's like, all right, now she's fine. It
Yeah.
just
It does slow you down a little bit though.
it does. It absolutely does. But its purpose is safety.
Yeah.
And I, for one, am a backer of that rule. I think it's okay. I
Mhm.
don't think it I don't think it causes any issue. It helps judging, it helps safety, and
Yeah.
it's fair for everybody. So I got no qualms with it. So if you got a problem with it, man, tough. Deal with it.
Yeah, no. But I do really like the Atlas event though, because what it's done even in my gym and having it posted up is people are grabbing the 35s a little bit more, or they're like, oh, maybe I'll just try a little bit heavier, just with the anticipation that they might want to do an Atlas someday. So it has pushed my clients a little bit to grab a little bit heavier weights once in a while. So I do like it in that aspect, and it's giving them something else. With training for decas and high rocks, we do so much machine work and stuff like that. So it is kind of taking the focus off of that a little bit and just getting people to lift heavier a little bit more.
Logistically, excuse me, it allows you to do something that you've never been able to do in your own gym, and that's set up a side-by-side race.
Yeah, again, because you're not limited by those machines.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, just space-wise, right?
Yeah, it doesn't take up much space at all. So,
Yeah, so that was kind of fun to see, and I look forward to some when we it gets a little bigger and we get some more events because like I think some of these other gyms, man, we could get like 4 lanes wide and going, and I'm
yeah.
really excited. Here's something that I have to say though, and I've had more than one person talk to me about this and get in a discussion with me because I'm one of the few people who have a definition of what hybrid racing is,
Hmm.
and they'd be like, "Well, Atlas isn't hybrid racing," and I'm like, "Nope, it's not." You didn't catch me. You're absolutely right. It's not.
Hmm.
No, it's a Metcon,
Yeah.
which is cool, which is great. It's a Metcon race.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a workout for time.
Yeah, it's a workout for time. It's a Metcon. It's a race. It's just not what we call a hybrid race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your definition includes cardio.
It includes a basic cardio. So, i.e., running, skier, biker, something like that. A basic
A
cardio.
monostructural movement.
Yes, yeah.
Hmm.
Which I think is right for hybrid because otherwise, there's not two things coming together. It's just the one. And
Right.
so, and then I have other people say this it's CrossFit. Well, here's my problem when people say something's CrossFit. You guys say everything's CrossFit. So when your definition of CrossFit is inclusive of everything, yes, then we're all CrossFit. You have
Well,
just
also,
decided we're all
CrossFit,
everything.
remember, is a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
CrossFit is a brand where you do functional fitness
That's right.
within that brand umbrella.
That's right. Like Ironman and triathlon, two different
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Two different
It's like
things.
saying, oh, that's Spartan. Well, Spartan's a brand of racing that's on OCR.
Here's a question. This is actually a good question. I don't know why I laughed because it's off topic. I guess it's off topic. Can you trademark a workout? So, for example, if I wanted to host a competitive Murph, but not call it a Murph, could CrossFit then say, "Hey, no, no, we own that workout"?
Well, hasn't Hyrox kind of done that?
But that's what I'm getting at is have they? Can they? Is that legal?
I suppose like you can own like intellectual property. So you could probably, but then how do you stop people from not doing it?
See, I don't think you can. I don't think you can like I this is something that I've been giving thought to, and I'm like, I'm not
You
saying you
should ask a
shouldn't.
lawyer.
I'm not saying, yeah, you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to. I'm just saying
Mhm.
I don't know that you can. Because, for example, by that right, couldn't someone right now, because nobody's ever done it, copyright a 5K or trademark a 5K? No, those are our races. Like there are our Fit Farm 5K. That's our race. You can't do that. You can't use the 5K.
Well, that would be impossible.
No, I know, but that's the concept, right? Because when you're thinking about a legal thing, you have to think about the wild, crazy extremes of it,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's under almost on the same principle of you can see like a company could use a logo forever or a name forever. World Wrestling Federation use the WWF forever. and
Yeah.
then eventually had to give it up because the World Wildlife Fund had a trademark on it and said, no, you can no longer, they used it for probably 20 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they couldn't use it anymore. So, you know what I mean? But I just don't know that legally you can do it. I would love to talk to a lawyer about it, but I wouldn't love
Hmm.
to pay a lawyer to talk to about it. I'm just interested. Because
I have some lawyer friends. I could see what they say.
yeah,
But again, lawyers have areas.
yes, they do. You need a copyright lawyer.
Yeah. I don't know if I know a copyright lawyer.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
Ian K, I'm not sure you might do stuff like that. I'm gonna talk to Ian K. I'll send him a message because I'm not sure if you can or not. And that's my example I go back to is could CrossFit, because they always say this is CrossFit, this is CrossFit, this is CrossFit. Could CrossFit say, especially with a well-known workout like Murph,
Yeah.
everybody identifies with CrossFit. Could they say, no, you can't hold a competition of that because that's CrossFit? And I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So interesting. Anyway, it was just a
Hmm.
question, was something that came into my head. Um, yeah, because and that it also goes to Atlas. So there's nothing, I don't think, maybe I should, I don't think there's anything that could stop a gym from doing an Atlas workout. You just could not call it that.
I mean, you probably could though.
I don't think you could call it that because Spartan will probably have
Name.
marked.
You
Yeah,
could call
yeah,
it something else.
yeah, you could call it whatever you wanted to call it.
Hmm.
Metcon, some generic word.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, anyway, back to it.
Uh-huh.
What what do you think, like potential wise, what do you think is there for it for you, like as a gym event? Oops.
I mean, practically speaking, it's easier to run than a deca.
Hmm.
And like I do like hosting it. And again, it challenges people. Um, I didn't even know there was a foundations category because I didn't even really want to tell my clients because a lot of my clients are very capable of those weights. It's just very uncomfortable for them. So I don't want them, well, the foundations is, and this is what I was thinking about too with the foundations is, you know how like with Hyrox, you have Hyrox heavy and Hyrox light. We call it pro and open. Um, some people just, and I don't think it was designed initially that the open was going to be of equal weighting as the pro because it technically isn't, but I think it was so that people it was an entrance level and then you move up.
Hmm.
You give yourself something to shoot for and you move up to pro, but it's not really like that. And we even, we have open world records and stuff. So I don't want the foundations to be, I don't want my clients to stick there because that's more comfortable to them and then not work up to trying and using the heavier weights. So I don't, if Atlas goes to Worlds, I hope that they don't have an Atlas Heavy and an Atlas Light. Like I don't want it equally contested. I think it should be this is Atlas. You can do the foundations as you're working towards it and learn the movements better and add a little bit more to the ones that you can as you go. But I hope that it doesn't end up carrying as much weight.
I 100% agree.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think the difference too, and to me, so when you talk about Hyrox Pro and Hyrox Open, which again, the name is named wrong. It shouldn't be.
Mhm.
But I almost see those as two different events because they are geared. Hyrox Pro, I almost, I don't know, I almost wish it was shorter running in that because they're just geared so differently. Like, and I'll use Jeff and I as an example, right? Like, there is no way I can catch Jeff on a Hyrox Open, right? It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
But on a Hyrox Pro, that could be different because the weights are more and they favor me. They're a completely different event in my mind. So they catered, I mean, even you, right? Like you're so
Mhm.
much more dangerous at an open than you are at a pro,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So I even think those ones, they're almost separate events. So I almost am fine with that. I'm more lean towards that being separate events. With Atlas, no, no, because it's the exact same event.
Right.
It's just it's scaled is what it is. It's a scaled event and I think again it should be it was not inclined the Atlas wasn't designed to be for everybody. So
Mhm.
that one should just be this is how you can get from A to B.
Yeah.
This is your learner's permit.
Yeah. And I know that means there'll be some people that will never be able to do it. Like my mom will probably never do the
Well,
full.
now the 60 and over actually has the lesser weights.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. I haven't looked at the.
Well, I'm here. I'm here to deal out rules and to
Yeah.
make shit up.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to dilute it too much in that way. Like I don't want them to make it a team thing.
I
Do
know
not
there are others that would like that.
do not make this a relay, please. Like just let it be a solo thing that people just have to grind it out and do the whole thing by themselves. Just keep it as it is.
What if they add running?
I mean, I would be okay with that. But again, it does change it very much.
Right.
Um, because again, the whole thing kind of the whole thing is heavy. And again, like I said, if you're someone like me, like I feel like the whole thing just blew up my shoulders. Um, So you have to pace it appropriately. And I find if you know you have a run break, which to me running is a break, you don't have to pace it the same.
I know. I think it'd be neat to have both. I would be all right I would like to see them have one like, very like they have your strong, your mild, your fit. I would be all right if they did like a like a Atlas 800.
Yeah, I would like it. Uh-huh. I'll do it for fun.
Yeah. I think
Uh-huh.
you'd end up doing that one more than for fun because that's a good
What?
one for you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because I mean then you wouldn't have to worry about breaking up the thrusters at the beginning.
No, because you can run it off after you do it.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. I mean you probably still would, but I mean I would.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but it would give you a chance to catch up to those who did not,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's I could see it and I would like it.
Hmm.
Again, here's the like it probably wouldn't be as good for me. I'd probably still be better at just the without the running. But much like Deca, it would probably be my favorite. I just wouldn't be as good at it. The mile is actually my favorite Deca, but I'm just not as good at it as I am the strong.
Yeah. Yeah, the mile is probably my favorite too, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
just better at the fit.
I think it's the right mix. It's the right mix of cardio and strength.
Hmm.
That's why I think, like I said, if they did a Atlas 800, I think that's the right mix.
So they run how
80
much?
meters between each.
Oh, really short.
Well, yeah, that comes up to
That's not
800
enough
meters.
to shake it off. That's just enough to jack your heart rate.
I like it. See, we're in the right realm. We're doing it right.
Oh, how about an Atlas mile and then run 200 meters? No, that's 2K.
That'd be
No,
2K. I would still be okay with 2K. I'd be all right. 2K would be all right. I'd be down with that. An Atlas 2K. But it is an American company, so it won't happen.
they do contest the 2K.
Yeah, but
Random.
I mean, see, the 800 meter is a half a mile. So that's why what I'm selling will work. You're just out there making crazy shit up.
So are you.
2K, what the hell is that?
I just want to run a little bit more.
That's good. Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was great to see some people try it out because that's the first time I've ever actually been able to judge somebody at it,
Hmm.
other than Rye.
Yeah.
So that was interesting too, and it was interesting to see someone coming from a solid, strong CrossFit background
Hmm.
doing it and see how it would go for them, and just you know, I like it was a good experience for me to be able to judge somebody at it too. So I was glad to do that. I think, and I didn't find judging it hard.
No.
I actually, to be honest, found judging it easier than judging a deck of strong.
Well, and again, you move slower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like realistically, you're looking for thrusters at the beginning, depth and lockout at the top,
Yeah.
and then the snatch and the overhead, the extension in the arms. And it does move slower and it's easier to judge.
Yeah. Um, do you still like the 30-minute time cap?
I was like, even when we brought into that, I'm back and forth. Like I'm on the fence. I get it. My question I ask is, was it necessary? And I don't know.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Well, I thought I would get a better sense of it if I had people that were coming close to it, and I'd be like, ah, just let them finish. But we didn't really come across that. So,
So my understanding is that when they have an event with a time cap is you don't have to make somebody stop. You can let them finish. But just when the leaderboard's up to submit, you can't submit anything over a 30-minute time.
okay, gotcha.
So you can still let them finish so then they know their time.
Yeah, which I probably would do.
Yeah, and so would I. So would I. Now my question is, and this is I just this is where I'm on the fence on. So I can't say I'm against it or for it. Is I don't know if the time cap was necessary or not. I could see it helping logistically.
So the time cap is realistically for leaderboard purposes, if there's ever going to be a leaderboard.
Yeah, no. So as I'm told, there is going to be a leaderboard, but mm, I could see it logistically too for you hosting an event. Like,
Yeah,
for argument's sake, say Sarah got stuck on those shouldered overhead for who knows, and we know that some people are like, I'm not quitting ever.
yeah, yeah.
Like, logistically, they could just we saw it in OCR, people taking 5 hours at
At
a
an obstacle.
till they because I'm not quitting. I'm not here till they pull me off. So
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah,
from
like someone could go take a 10-minute break till their arm's recovered and
yes,
then come back and finish the push press.
yes. So from that logistically, I think it has to be there.
Hmm.
But I also see you, like you're saying, like if somebody's 10, 15 seconds off, I don't want to tell them to stop, you know?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
feel bad for them. But again, the purpose was not to be for everybody.
yeah,
So I guess I'm slightly on board with it
yeah.
if I had to pick.
But I do kind of feel the same
Yeah.
that I would be, yeah.
And it's target setting, right? Like as much as just like the foundations and the weight. There you go. Should the foundations one maybe not have a time limit? Should the foundations have a leaderboard? I don't know if it is or not. I,
No, because
I don't think I've even
I
asked that.
mean, then you get someone like Lauren Weeks at a 10:03 regular Atlas. She could just go smash foundations, and we're like,
Is that like
cool.
is that like Rokovich is open?
Yeah, yeah, so that people can stop calling the open world records.
I bet you he's got a banner up on his wall.
Oh
Says
yeah, I bet that one's like above his bed.
open world record holder. He's out of the bar showing girls videos. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think maybe it shouldn't have the. I can't tell you if it will or not. I don't think I've ever asked that question. So I was just like, I think maybe it shouldn't. And if it ends up having it, you will know that I have zero pull.
We don't really, anyways.
No, we don't. We have
That's the
nothing.
illusion of it.
No pull. No pull. But um, yeah. So all in all, good event. You had
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Clients were happy.
Yeah, yeah. They always leave like, just feeling really good about it and they competed in something. And I think that means a lot to some people.
Super important thing.
Mhm.
Gray shirts.
I like them.
They're different. Finally, we get a gray shirt. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I really like them. So Heather Gray.
Yeah, yeah. Because like every Deca shirt I have, all 8,975 of them,
Yeah.
they're all black. And they
Mhm.
kind of look the same.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they kind of do.
Mhm.
But this one's gray. It looks different. It's nice. I can wear it with black shorts and not be the same head to toe.
That's important. And
This
they're
is the thing for me.
Mhm.
Did you notice how bad my outfit was for the ruck?
No.
So I had my plaid shorts on because I'm racing, but then I
Uh-huh.
had like, the green ruck shirt on, which I really like. But black and red plaid and like military green don't go together. It's not a
Well,
good.
but your ruck is kind of covering it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not a good combo though. I'm just telling you
Mhm.
for future reference. I might have to find some kind of different ruck shirt to wear, but yeah, I like the shirt. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
You got anything else you want to talk about, Beth?
Nope, I do not.
All right, cool. Take us home. Get us out of here.
Thanks
Going
so
to
much,
bed.
everyone, for listening. And until next time, keep doing your thing and keep doing an awesome job at it and keep crushing those goals.
Take care. Sign up for lots of events. Let's go racing.